So riddle me this. How do you show up for an hour early for something and miss the entire thing? This is where my intro music's supposed to go, but I lost the video clip, so there isn't one, and I have to make a new one, so sorry. Cue video. I promise not to make this too long or whiny, so here it goes. Today's the 27th, which means today was the day that John Green was in the state of Arizona, in Phoenix, at the Phoenix Book Company, on the Paper Towns tour, doing a signing, reading from the book, and all that shit. I've been looking forward to this for months and months and months and months and months and months, for as long as, he announced the tour. So I knew I was going to have to miss some classes at school, but, I've got priorities. Shit. So I've been ready to go since I woke up, literally, like, everything I could need. I got my camera, my MacBook, anything that I wanted to be signed, everything. I had the whole thing map quested out, ready to go. So I'm halfway to school and I realize I forgot to put on deodorant. I was so excited, I kind of missed one of those things that are part of my normal routine. And I'm like, crap. And the ASU bookstore, which normally has stuff like that for people who live in the dorm, didn't have any of it. And I was like, shoot. And let me backtrack. Like, yesterday or the day before, I knew the date was coming up, so I double-checked the time on eventful.com, because I remember either John or Hank saying something about eventful.com. Checked it. It was 7 o'clock. Good to go. Got the address, and everything else. So today, when I got out of my class, 3:30 to 4:45, hauled, grabbed my stuff. I left campus by 5 o'clock. I stopped by a gas station, trying to find if they had deodorant, because the bookstore didn't. And because I didn't want to go smelly, you know what I mean? I didn't. It was going to be a large amount of people, and hygiene is kind of important. So I decided to stop by a gas station, and lo and behold, they don't have any hygiene products either. Because normally they have like some stuff, but I actually found an end cap that had like one solid row of stuff, and they only had women's deodorant, like the little sample women's, no men, like no Speed Stick, no nothing. I was like, seriously? I'm on a time crunch because I'm horrible with directions, so I have to show up like an hour early to everything. So I bought it. Right there. Lady Speed Stick. I figured it's better to smell powdery fresh than like ass. So I bought it, got cleaned up, got some gum. I smell okay. I'm a little nervous, little butterflies going, but I'm ready. I'm prepared to go. So I drove about an hour away, down past the airport, and I found the place. And I knew I was early, and I usually rely on seeing masses of people, like following the ant trail, so type thing to find the place. So I ended up circling around for a little bit until I saw a couple people, and I'm like, yes, that's it. So I parked, and there was a couple people waiting outside. I'm an hour early, for God's sake. It's 6 o'clock. So I kind of go out, and I'm trying to make small talk. I'm like, man, could it have been in any creepier part of town? It's not like the best part of Phoenix ever. So, and they're like, yeah, and then just kind of walked away. And I was like, oh, all right. So I sat outside alone for 5 more minutes, but then I saw some people in the window. The place is kind of weird. There's only one little window, and it's not to the main store area. It's more like a warehouse, if anything, because it was a book supplier, not a retail store. So I saw a couple of people, and I was like, oh, maybe people are going in and getting seats already. I want to get a good seat. So I poke my head in, and there's 2 staff ladies kind of standing there. And I was like, hey, are you guys set up already? Can we start coming in to, getting our seats? Because I hear some people off in the background. And the lady kind of looks at me funny and cocks her head, and she's like, they're just wrapping up, actually. John Green has to leave in about 15 minutes. I blinked furiously at her for about 10 seconds, and I said, when did this start? And she's like, oh, 4:30. At this point, my heart's down by my shins, and I pick it up, shove it back in long enough to be like, Eventful said it started at 7, and they just kind of shrugged their shoulders at me and looked at me in a very pitiful manner. And they're like, if you have anything signed, they're wrapping up the signing. So I walk in there, and sure as shit, there's John Green doing the signings. There's about 15 people left in line. I stand at the back of the line, and then the manager tour, I don't know who he was, stood up and he's like, he's got 10 minutes and he's got to leave the building. And I'm like, so John Green stands up, sorry guys, this has to be quick, we got to go. Words can't describe how disappointed I was. For the one thing that I've planned for and planned for and planned for. And I thought I had all my T's crossed, my I's dotted, and everything ready to go. I show up an hour early to see him 15 minutes before he has to go. I missed everything. Everything. So I stood in line and just stared at the ground wondering how this could have happened until I found my way literally in front of him. I was the last person in line. Luckily there was still somebody in the room, and I'm like, hey, can I grab a picture with you? So I grabbed a picture, which I'll probably tack on at the end or whatnot. And I was like, hey, did you know Eventful.com said this started at 7? And he just kind of looked at me. He's like, seriously? I was like, yeah. I showed up an hour early to miss everything. He's like, I am so sorry. He's like, yeah, on Eventful, anybody could make an event, and there's no way for anybody else to edit it or anything. I was like, yeah. And I didn't want to like make the whole night a downer for him for the end. I was like, here, I've got a book, and I had him sign my iPod because the engraving on my iPod says dftba, which he thought was pretty cool. So I had him sign the back of it, and he signed my book. And he's like, I'm so sorry. Thanks for coming out anyway. And I was like, it was nice to meet you. I'm just gonna have to catch you next time. You're in Phoenix, Arizona, and yeah. And I started to walk away. I was upset. I was really upset. And as I was walking out there, he's like, wait, is that guy still here? The guy that missed everything? And I kind of turned my head, and I walked back in the room. He's like, oh, hey, here. And he hands me a free popcorn pass at a Harkins movie theater. Collateral. So I took the pass. I shook his hand. I said, you're a gentleman and a scholar. It was nice meeting you. And I walked out. And I yelled at my steering wheel for about 20 minutes before I decided to go home. So I missed it. John Green was great, though. And I truly can't wait to see him in action. I mean, I would have rather have missed the signing than missed the readings and the questions and everything else. So, John, these are the questions I would have asked had I looked at the right website and gotten there at the right time. I would want to know why you're in your first book, in Looking for Alaska, he loved famous last words. In the second book, he was great at anagrams. In the third book, I was waiting for something. I was waiting for like some type of niche or some type of unique oddball talent, but one didn't surface, and I was waiting for it. Second, I want to know which character you kind of identify most with. I know as a writer, you're going to identify with each one of them in different phases of your life, probably at some point in time. But is there anyone in particular you have like a connection to? Third, what's your favorite Julia Nunes song? I mean, I'm a huge fan, and I was really jealous that she actually played at the show in New York, and I missed it. I think it was New York. I don't know. I know she played at one of your tour dates, and I just watched all the videos from it, and I was like, God, that would have been amazing. So I want to know if you like her new CD, if there's any songs you like. That would have been cool to know. What else? How long are you going to keep Brotherhood 2.1 going? I originally saw you vlogging first. I've been on YouTube forever, so I was a nerd fighter long before I was on your books, and you were just starting to talk about books, and I was like, what, he's an author? And then from there, I read everything. So how long do you plan on vlogging? And like, if I have your permission, oh, by the way, not only did I get my iPod engraved dftba, which is great and everything, but I just finished writing my letter of intent to get into graduate school at the University of Washington, and I signed it Best Wishes because there seems to be some really good luck going on with that. And so I changed. It said regards, Adam Seibel, and I was like, you know what? Hit the backspace 5 times, 6, however many times it takes to get rid of regards, and I typed in Best Wishes, and I sent it off. So let's hope it rubs off. So I'm studying. I want to study digital media, and I'm particularly interested in how you guys build communities and just everything that's involved with the online culture. You know what I mean? And how we use it to communicate. Because you guys have done some amazing things, and I will continue to watch and to read and to just be involved. So with that being said, I am truly sorry I missed what happened tonight, and I can't wait for you guys to come back. So to everyone else, hi, John, it was good seeing you. I got my book signed. I got a picture, which is right here. There we go. And yeah, so thanks. See you next time.